Hello and welcome to a look at Volfied for the Amiga. The game was released by Empire Software. Originally a Taito arcade original, this game's background story thing is that you discover that your home planet Volfied is being invaded by aliens and you rush back in order to convince the aliens to start off. And in order to do that, you take your trusty spacecraft and navigate around the screen's borders. The line you are navigating from is actually a shield line, and as long as you have any shield shards, you are invulnerable while you are on that line. If you run out of a shield charge, you will be blown to smithereens by getting touched by anything, whether you are on the shield line or not. In order to defeat the aliens, you have to compress the shield line in size until it becomes so small that the aliens can no longer fit in the area and will promptly explode. And the way you do that is by using your cutting laser, and from any direction on the screen you press the fire button to activate your cutting laser, and then you move out and cut a section of the screen, and the shield line will adjust to the new shape of the playfield. You have by now even probably noticed that the aliens involved in this game are a mother alien type thing with some backup, which are smaller versions of itself, basically. And if the said smaller versions are caught in a cutout area, they will explode and yield some points. There are also power-up boxes that you can expose by cutting out the area around them, and they will give you various different bonuses, speed up and lasers and all that kind of good stuff. And in order to defeat or beat a level, you have to make sure to have the area exposed being at least 80%. Obviously, the higher percentage will yield more bonus points at the end of each level. I deliberately took a break there because the beating level sound. Yeah, well, we will cover that soon enough. If you look at the interface to the right, you can see you have your score and then the high score, which is absolutely absurd, but whatever. Then you have the shield charge, and the sides are quite generous. As long as you remain on the shield line, you will have, as I said, shield that will protect you from anything hitting you. Underneath that you have the round you're on, and underneath that again you have the amount of lives you have available, and down the bottom right you have the percentage of the area that you have uncovered or shrunk or whatever you decide to go to. Let's do the technical side of things. Graphics wise, this apparently this game was supposed to be an attempt to effectively make a carbon copy of the arcade original, but on a personal note, I have experience with the game Kicks or Quicks or whatever people call it, which of course this game is a variation of. But I do not have any personal experience with this particular arcade game, so I have no point of reference for the graphics. The graphics are definitely decent, if perhaps a bit bizarre, but I wouldn't necessarily say that they are overly spectacular. They are quite functional. I hate using that phrasing because it's such a cop-out to say that something is functional, but, well, yeah, a lot of things are functional, but you probably know what I mean. Yeah, it's not epic, but it's not bad, what can I say? When it comes to the sound side of things, the music in-game is actually surprisingly enjoyable. It is not exactly the most amazing compositions ever made, but because I have no reference from the arcade, I have no idea whether it is arcade accurate or not, but I do like the music in general, the jingles and all that kind of stuff. When it comes to the sound effects, they are perfectly okay. Most of the sound effects are very, very appropriate for the game type, and I find them quite pleasing to a certain point. But I will have to admit that the end of a level sound effect, when you either blow up the mother alien or you compress the area to the size where it causes the mother alien to explode, that sound effect is perhaps a touch aggressive. Bearing in mind, of course, during the editing process, I do volume adjustment, and the volume is cut in about half from what you would normally experience, so you can imagine that sound effect being significantly louder than it already is. Yeah, not bad, but perhaps a touch too aggressive. The controls are spot on. You can only move left, right, up and down, and using your cutting laser, you have full control. When you are trying to cut an area, the cutting laser trail you are dragging behind you, if an alien touches that, or a mothership shot of some description touches that, 8 shots will be sent down through that line, and if you don't get back to the shield line immediately, it will blow up. When it comes to the gameplay, this is a type of game that you are either going to absolutely adore or absolutely not adore and just throw away and never look at again. It is definitely a question of liking the game type or not. And personally, I have to admit, I spent a surprisingly long amount of time for the purpose of making this video, because I just had a good time playing the game. The thing is though, and this is one of the major concerns there was from many a magazine review, is the fact that you have 16 levels to beat. And considering the fact that the asking price for this game back in the day was a solid £25, a lot of reviewers didn't feel that it would have been good value for money. If you like this gameplay style, and apparently I do, this can be very, very enjoyable, but if you don't, it is likely a throwaway game that you will never want to look at ever again. Thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye.